It was just like any normal teenager enjoying music. I've never even been a good singer, but that's not the point. And I'm not going to sing in this video or in any video either. Don't worry, that will never happen. However, you don't have to be a good singer to say I love music or I love to sing, right? I started singing English songs in the 80s, after I finished high school, I think. At the beginning, it was just for the fun of it. I mainly sang in my room at home with the printed lyrics in my hand. I cared more about singing along than its meaning. A happy song sounds happy, a sad song sounds sad, which helps understand the emotion of the song. Plus, some of the songs I could see its music videos on TV sometimes. That also helped understand what's going on in the song. So at least I think I was understanding the mood of the songs, and for a long while I was just happy with that. I really didn't care if I didn't understand every word in a song. What was important for me was that I could follow the lyrics and sing along, which wasn't always easy, but I'm quite competitive when it comes to finishing something. I don't like giving up. So I would repeat the same song until I could sing the whole thing. Just like that, I kept singing and never stopped. Simply because it was fun. It didn't feel like making efforts to learn a school subject or anything. But then, when I actually became interested in learning English and took an English conversation course for the first time, I realized I was not a total beginner. I was still a beginner, of course. And there was so much I didn't understand yet and needed to learn. But something amazing had happened in my brain. The phrases from the songs started popping into my head when I tried to say a few words in my class. I noticed my pronunciation was much smoother than it used to be in the school days. The rhythm of my speech was also better. When I realized that, I took singing far more seriously than before. Now I didn't sing just because I liked it anymore. From that point, I became passionate, almost desperate to sing. I had a bigger and stronger reason to sing. I sang every day because I was determined to speak English. I also finally started looking up the words. My goal wasn't to sing well. It was to speak well in English. I sang any song that I liked. I would even say I was obsessed. And the more I sang, the more I felt I was improving, really. I felt I was winning in my game of learning English. And guess what? It's just not me believing and talking about it. In fact, there's some strong science behind this approach. Let me tell you what I mean. Why is singing so effective? It's not magic, guys, but it's magical. And it's science. It breaks down into 3 parts. First, the language builder. Let's talk about the building blocks of language: vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. When you learn a word in a song, you're not just learning a definition. You're learning it in a story with emotion and context. This is called incidental learning, and research shows it's far more effective for long-term memory. In fact, studies comparing learning with songs versus poems found that songs were more effective for vocabulary retention. The repetition in a chorus drills the words into your brain without you even trying. That's convenient, isn't it? You may not think singing helps improve your pronunciation, but studies show it does. The melody acts like glue for words. You don't just remember the words, you remember how they sound together. It's also a guide showing you which words are stressed and how the pitch of your voice should rise and fall. When you sing, you're literally training the muscles in your mouth to make new sounds, just like an athlete training for a sport. One study with ESL learners found that a group taught with singing had significantly better pronunciation than a group taught with just speech. Some studies also show that you can even just mouth the words silently, and it still helps your brain build those connections. Isn't that fascinating? You can forget complex grammar trees when you sing. Don't stop in the middle of a song to think about grammar. Let it just flow in your head. Songs teach you grammar in natural chunks. You don't learn have plus past participle when you sing, I have climbed the highest mountains. You learn that sentence as a chunk of the lyrics. Your brain absorbs the entire pattern, so it feels natural to use it later. In simple terms, when you learn through music, you're training your brain to recognize patterns and structures. Actually, when I think about it, I think that's why even after I became somewhat comfortable speaking in English, I still couldn't explain the grammar structures very well, because I didn't learn them academically. Well, I did in school, but hey, did I remember them? No. The basic grammar structures were stuck in my head as chunks of English sound patterns so that I could improvise them in conversations without thinking grammatically. We all agree, right? Language learning can be stressful. There's a concept in linguistics called the affective filter. Imagine it's a wall in your brain. When you're anxious or stressed, that wall goes up. And no matter how much you study, the information can't get in. I can see some of you nodding just now. Does that sound familiar to you? What does music do? It tears down that wall. Numerous studies show that listening to music significantly reduces learning anxiety. Music naturally relaxes your mind, creating the perfect environment for language acquisition. When you're relaxed, your brain is more receptive to new information. It turns study into enjoyable play. And when you're having fun, you're driven by what's called intrinsic motivation. The desire to do something because you enjoy it, not because you have to. That is the key to long-term success. And third, the brain hack. Now listen to this. Brain imaging studies show that music and language share a significant amount of the same neural circuitry. That really sounds scientific, right? When you're engaging with music, you're literally warming up and strengthening the parts of your brain you need for language. Music connects with our emotions in powerful ways. When you enjoy a song, your brain releases dopamine, which enhances memory formation and learning. This is why you can probably remember song lyrics from years ago, even the songs you sang as a child. But forget vocabulary you learned last week? Songs can keep playing in your head even after you stop listening. I'm sure you experience this from time to time. This is called involuntary rehearsal. It's like your brain keeps practicing without your permission. Imagine that. If this happens to you with an English song, I would declare your brain is starting to think in English. I hope you can see now that I'm not joking when I say you can learn English by singing. When you sing, you're not just enjoying the music, and it's not some clever little trick to make learning fun. You're actually tapping into the most fundamental, primal way your brain was built to acquire language in the first place. I write the lyrics for the songs on this channel specifically for English learners. I use simple common grammar and vocabulary that you'll actually use in daily conversation. I have a video explaining in more detail how to use my song videos. You can click here to watch it, or I'll leave a link to it in the description. So, I really want you to experience this for yourself. Pick one song. It can be one of my songs or any English song that you absolutely love. For the next week, make that your song. Listen and sing along. Repeat that process multiple times. Don't just repeat the whole song from the beginning now. Especially if it's one of those popular songs, they are not always easy to follow. So play it a little, sing a little, replay that part until you are comfortable singing it. Then move on. There may be some parts that you will find hard to follow, but trust me, you will get it if you keep doing it. So do that for 1 week, and I promise you, you'll start to feel a difference compared to the first attempt. You'll feel the lyrics becoming familiar to you, and they'll stick in your head. Don't give up after just a few tries. You want to go far with your English skills. Go far with your practice, right? So that's the story. I just sang because I wanted to speak English, and it turns out my way of learning it was backed by a mountain of science. And that's why I created this channel, to share the method that helped me become bilingual and hopefully spread it across many English learners. Seriously, I even wish our school education system incorporates this. Someday, maybe. Well, let's be honest. If learning isn't enjoyable, you won't stick with it long enough to see results. And I want you to see the results of your English learning journey. It might start with a small song today, but it can take you anywhere you want to go. And it's all up to you. If this video resonated with you, please give it a like, so that more people can find this video and the magical way of learning English. Hey, also let me know in the comments, what's the one song you're going to choose for your challenge this week? I'm Swing Your English Mama. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Keep singing!